thank you all for coming. I know you're tired, but I'm happy that you're here. We have snacks and waters in the back. Please sign in. Take the time to sign in, please. And let me start first by qualifying myself and introducing myself. My name is Daniel Rivera. I am the Restorative Practices Coordinator for Calallen ISD, and I am also now the Drug Testing Coordinator as well. I graduated from the University of Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology with a minor in criminal justice, and I have a master's degree in counseling and education. I also have a certification from the University of North Texas in applied behavior analysis. And I am also a behavioral coach and a licensed chemical dependency counselor intern. So today what I want to do is I just kind of want to go over the presentation that some of you may have already seen it. But I just want to touch a little bit on it, and then we'll get to, when we're done with that, we'll get into the questions. So let's start off right off the bat here with the mission statement. Calallen ISD mission is, of course, academic excellence for our students, but also to promote the health and safety of our students. The goals of the drug testing program is, like I said, health and safety for our students, and the results won't be documented, by the way, on their records. They will not be disclosed in any way to any criminal or juvenile authorities. I think that's very important that you understand that. The participants for our random drug testing program are going to be students who are engaged in extracurricular activities and who are requesting a parking permit. Okay, and there's a list here of the students, all the activities that will be tested. Consent. It's important that you understand that without a consent, without the signature of the student, without the signature of the parent, the student cannot participate. It's very, very important that both of you sign the consent. Now, the consent has, there's 3 sections there. One section talks about volunteering. What does that mean? It's for students who are not engaged in any activity, but you want them added to the pool anyway. Then you have the students that are asking for the parking permit, and you have the students who are engaged in UIL activities, okay? So there's 3 sections there. If your student is gonna be parking, requesting a parking, and, for example, playing football, then you're gonna check those two squares. Confidentiality, okay? Confidentiality is very important to us. The only people that are gonna know anything about what's going on with the drug testing procedure is going to be myself, the people who actually are doing the random drug testing, the parent or guardian of the student, administrators, the coaches and sponsors that are involved. Under this policy, the drug testing will be performed twice per semester. Okay, there's the calendar that just popped up. The random screening, we're going to be using a 10-panel rapid urine screen test, and there's the list of all the drugs that we'll be testing for. Appealing results. You have the right to appeal a positive result, okay? If you wish to appeal it and you want it, you can take it to another facility and have it tested. You're going to have to sign another consent, okay? You're going to have to sign a consent for that, and you're going to have to pay in advance for it. And then we'll hand it over. It's going to be sealed. We'll hand it over to you, and then you'll take it to another facility if you want to appeal a positive result. Consequences, immediate suspension if there's a positive outcome in the drug testing procedure, immediate suspension, okay, from any participation in any activities, and that includes parking permits as well. All offenses are cumulative, which means participants who test positive on a drug testing administrated and will not be subject to other Calallen ISD policies. Those are separate from this drug testing program. If someone comes in and they're inebriated, that's separate from what we're doing. That will be addressed according to Calallen ISD policies. Exceptions. The principal will assess whether or not, if a student is under the possession or under the influence of drugs while at school related to any activity according to Calallen ISD school code of conduct. Let's get into the offenses here. The first offense will immediately, the student will be suspended, okay, from all participations in any activities, and they'll lose their parking permit as well. They'll have to, in order to gain that back, they'll have to attend one restorative group session with me for 2 weeks, one every week, and or they can, if the parent wishes, they can take them to a private counselor at their expense, okay? The second offense is very similar to the first. The same things are gonna happen. You're gonna lose, if there's a positive result, you're gonna lose your parking permit and you'll be suspended. And by the way, you'll be able, the student will be able to participate, okay? But they must attend one of these activities, otherwise, that it's not gonna work. Then the suspension they're gonna be suspended, period. So, the second offense, this includes now our own licensed counselor on campus. We added that on the second offense. Or they can choose to come to me, okay? We'll do a group session, basically. Or they can go outside to a private counselor. In this one, in the second offense, it's 3 weeks. The first one was 2 weeks. So 3 weeks means you're gonna have 3 sessions, 1 a week, okay? The fourth offense. In the fourth offense, the student is going to be prohibited from all practices, activities, competitions, and parking for the remainder of the year. Okay, so and they're going to have to do one intervention measure that must be completed weekly until the end of the school year to regain eligibility for the next school year. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, is the entire presentation where it concerns our drug testing program. So at this time, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask your question, and I will repeat it, and I'll try to answer your question. That's correct. So the question is, they have to sign the consent to be drug tested. If they do not sign the consent, then they won't be drug tested. Yes, that's correct. In order to be, at any time, a student can refuse, or a parent can refuse to sign the consent form. What you have to understand in regards to that is that if the student refuses and the parent refuses, then what they're saying is, I'm agreeing to my student, my son or my daughter, not participating in any activities this year. That's very important that you understand that, okay? If you refuse to sign, then you won't be allowed to participate, and you won't be allowed to utilize a parking permit. If you can think of any other questions, okay, after this presentation, maybe tonight, you'd like, oh my God, I should have asked this question, you can reach me here at the school, at the high school. My extension is 7015, or you can reach me via email at drivera@calallen.org. And I thank you again for taking the time to come to participate in this presentation and to ask any questions. And together we're going to succeed. Together we're going to do this, and we're going to succeed. It's all for the students. It's all for what's best for them. So once again, thank you for coming, and have a good night.